Hey guys, welcome to part 9 of Let's Play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 Defiance on the Nintendo DS. In the last part we actually did all the airport section of the game. I actually said that we were going to spend the rest of the game in the airport, but turns out I was wrong. I just kind of didn't really remember at the time. So what we're actually doing, this first mission we're going to be doing, because it's, again, this part will have 2 missions. This first one we're in a tank. So that's pretty cool, I guess. I have actually, you probably can't really notice it, but I have actually sped up this for the first half of this mission, because as you can see, I'm not having much luck. Like, this is sped up, and the controls of this tank are terrible. Every point in the game, or there's quite a lot of games out there where you reach a point where they try and do something different, you know, maybe the vehicle sections in Mass Effect 1, I'm sure there's tons of examples where they try and do something a bit different and it just falls flat and it doesn't really work very well. Because see, I'm still stuck in this section because the reason why the controls suck, because first of all, it's very hard for you to actually see where the front of your tank is. Second of all, you only control the tank with one stick, because obviously if you're playing it on the DS, you have the D-pad and then you have the buttons or the stylus acting as the second stick, but in this game they just throw that out the window and you only control it with the D-pad and that's it. But it's extremely hard to do because you can only go forward when you're facing forward, but going left and right only moves the turret. So what this pretty much means is that if you want to turn, if you want to go somewhere and turn because you're in a tank and it's not just one straight road this level, it means you have to go forward. This is what I figured out anyway eventually. You have to go forward and right or left at the same time. So I was using an analog stick because I'm playing on an emulator, so I just had to go, top right or top left to move it. Which is extremely awkward. I have no idea why they would do it like this. It seems like it would make a lot more sense if, say, the other buttons or the stylus moved the turret and the actual stick or the D-pad was, say, for just movement. So you just move with that one, but then you could move the turret with the other one. Not move the turret and then... Oh, it's just very irritating. Like this mission, once you get used to the controls, this mission actually isn't too bad. It's just, look at this. This is sped up. I just couldn't figure it out. I was like, just turn. Turn. All you have to do is turn. So yeah, to turn, in case you're playing this or watching this after having a horrible time with it, you have to hold forward and then go slightly right or left. Which I had no problems with doing once I figured it out on my controller, but I have no idea exactly how well that would work when it comes to, say, I don't know, actually playing it on a DS with the D-pad. Although something I haven't mentioned is that with a lot of DS games now, or every single DS game, you can just play them on the 3DS. Okay, I'll get to that in a second. Yeah, on that bit, now it's normal speed. I sped it all the way up to that point, but now it's just normal speed and I made a big cut. Because this bit's really horrible, and what you have to do is use the other stick, or button, or stylus to aim up and down, because you get 2 people there with rocket launchers, and then you get some people with rocket launchers up above, and then you also get a helicopter, so you got to know exactly where everyone is. And I didn't do this first time, it took me many tries to actually get everything in time. Because if you don't get it in time, the helicopter's just going to kill you, or these guys up there, they're just going to kill you, so just make sure you're quick, and make sure you know where they are, and use the other stick to go up and down with the turret, So yeah, anyway, so now that you can play DS games on the 3DS, definitely do that. If you can't find a reason to upgrade to the 3DS because you already have a DS, it's like, oh, the new Pokemon's coming out on DS, I don't really care otherwise. Yeah, get a 3DS because they're dirt cheap now, and the stick feels so nice. Obviously if playing a game like, say, Pokemon, using the circle stick doesn't count, but on this sort of game, a first-person shooter like Call of Duty, yeah, I would recommend using a stick for this. Another reason why this mission is kind of weird, remember how I said before about the RCXD came from Black Ops, which is strange because that was a Treyarch thing, and this is the Modern Warfare series. Well, it's also strange that you can control a tank in this game, because that's not the Modern Warfare series. You never control a tank, ever. You control AC-130s. You have the snow speeders. You have you have the Predator drones in the third one, but you never control a tank. There have been no tank missions. Tank missions were actually a big part of Call of Duty before Modern Warfare. Like, I think there were tank missions in the first one, second, and third one. So they were definitely a big part of it. Even Infinity Ward games had the tank missions, because Treyarch made 2, the big red one on the PS2, and they made Call of Duty 3, but... So it's strange that, yeah, it's very weird playing as a tank in the Modern Warfare series. It just didn't quite feel right, because it didn't make sense. It's not... Modern Warfare's never been about driving a tank. But I can see why they added it in there to have something different, and because it is a war. I'm not exactly sure what you're supposed to be doing in this tank. They just drop you in a tank and say, go blow some stuff up. I have no idea what I'm actually doing again with the story, but... I don't know, it was kind of a bit weird to be in a tank. I think they could have done something more interesting than just, say, put a tank level in there. Because they've got to be super easy to make. You know, I can see why they did it. Just make a load of roads and then just have a couple of tanks and a couple of guys with rocket launcher. Bada bing, bada boom, you got a tank level, there we go. But it's the controls, really. That's the main problem I have with this mission. Other than that, it's not too bad. It's pretty simple. I don't know, I guess I'm just over controlling a tank. Like, it was very cool back in the day on playing PS2 or Xbox games, but you know, playing as a tank in World at War was okay. I didn't mind that level. That was actually kind of fun. But playing as a tank in, say, Battlefield 3 was just boring and dull. And yeah, I'm just kind of done with the whole tank thing. That's not... The controls suck, the combat's super basic, and I think they can just do more with this generation. Right, so now we're actually getting towards the end of the game here.
I'm setting up a point of invasion here. Intel points to weapons being moved through the area. We need to push them back and see if we can find out what they're planning. Keep it down. We're getting close now.
So yeah, so now we're actually towards the end of the game. Start the game on a boat, which is nice, I guess. I'm not too sure why we're still the National Guard.
Alright, Trent.
Because before, when we were the National Guard, there was a load of us going like, yeah, let's do it. But now there's only 3 of us doing a stealth mission, kind of. And I don't know why, because why are we wearing those ridiculous uniforms? It's not very stealthy or very combat-based. I mean, it seems a bit strange. Excuse me. So yeah, now we're in a port, actually. Which I have to say, I don't think actually in a Call of Duty series that's ever happened, which is quite nice. And this bit was kind of tricky because it says fire on command, but I had the sound off, so I kind of had to guess exactly when I was meant to shoot at them. And the way I did it, I thought, well, I'll shoot at these guys once the other 2 guys are gone, because I'm not too sure if you shoot early, if you fail the mission or not. I'm going to say yes, just because of in the very first mission when you were told to avoid the enemies, you failed the mission if you didn't avoid them. So yeah, so just wait for them to tell you when to fire. I'm not too sure when that is, but... So this is our last square mission in the game, or square thing, mission. But, oh, I messed up. Look, got yellow squares. That's... interesting, I guess. I don't think that does anything. I'm guessing that once you get after yellow, if you mess up again, it's red, and then after red you just mess it up completely, but I don't really know. This one isn't any harder than any of the other ones. They're all pretty much the same. If you have a little stylus and got a little screen, you'll be okay. Kind of reminds me of Ratchet and Clank, actually.
This manifest is full of heavy firepower. We can't let them use this on Allied forces. But worse, civilians.
So what we're actually doing here, in case you're wondering, is that yeah, apparently the Russians have some sort of really awesome, amazing weapon, and yeah, now we're trying to track it down and trying to mess them up. So I don't know why they only sent in 3 guys, but so I don't know if you just caught that. Not the guy dying on the floor. That I had no idea you could do that. What you can do, because you have a knife, but I never used it because you have to press the bottom screen, you know, and then you just throw the knife, and it is kind of a bit annoying to do, and you only meant to really use the knife in that way in stealth sections. But if you run up to an enemy and attack using just the normal attack button like you would to shoot, you stab them and kill them in one, which is great. I had no idea that actually happened. I thought that's a really cool feature to me. I would have liked to know that earlier. It probably would have saved me a lot of times with certain enemies, and I mean, it would have been nice if they told me in the tutorial, because they tell you about the knife and pressing the button to throw the knife, but they don't tell you about actually stabbing people, so I don't know. I don't know. And this one isn't really that hard. I just kind of messed up. I think I messed this one up anyway. Yeah, I got the 5 and the 1 down, but then I just had to keep trying. But the amount of times I messed up doing this and I still got it, you know. These aren't hard, you know. Like, they're pretty easy to work out. There we go. You just gotta be quick. You just gotta, after the first 3, you should have a really good idea about what the code should be. So you just keep going. And I think, yeah, sorry about that. That was kind of a bad edit there, but yeah, I died during this bit, so obviously no one wants to see that. They just want to see me kicking ass and doing some awesome stuff. So I'm not too sure what weapon exactly I have. It's the weapon you get given at the start of this mission, but it seems pretty decent, you know. Get a nice amount of ammo. It's kind of like a machine gun, but you get a red dot sight for it, so it's actually really accurate and really precise, so that's kind of handy. And you're going to need it, because this mission and the one afterwards, there's a lot of enemies. Although I'll probably say this one is the one with the most enemies. Like, it's not infinitely spawning or anything, but there's a stupid amount of enemies. You're going to be shooting a lot of people. It's they do step it up for this mission. So before, if you're just running through the game just shooting randomly, this one, yeah, that's not going to fly. You're just going to get killed because there's a lot of enemies at a lot of different angles. So, and of course your AI guys aren't helping much. Like your AI friends, it's nice that they're there, you know. But yeah, I think in this LP I've seen them kill one person, and that's about it. I'm not too sure if they even take any cover, like any fire for you. I think they do take a bit of fire for you. Like they will aim at the enemies will aim at them sometimes, but other than that, they're pretty useless. You can pretty much just forget they're there and do it all yourself. Because I think even if they shoot the enemy, the chances are they won't shoot them enough to kill him. They'll just like shoot him and they'll be like, oh, that sucked. And then yeah, you kind of have to finish them off. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's actually been a port in a Call of Duty game before. And of course when I say that I mean Call of Duty 4 onwards, because the other ones were just set in World War II. So I guess I would have to say that COD 5 doesn't count either, but whatever, you know. I don't think that has. I think the closest it's come is the big cargo boat at the beginning of 4, where it has that level. You know, that multiplayer map I always used to play. I can't remember what it's called, but it's in the rain. And because back in the day I didn't have Xbox Live, so I'd go to a friend's house and we had Call of Duty 4, but of course, we didn't have Xbox Live, so we just used to play split screen 4-player. And I can't remember what that level's called. It's like Wet Works, and that's the one we used to play all the time. That's actually a lot of fun on split screen. It's too bad that's not really a focus. Well, it makes sense it's not a focus, but it's too bad that split screen multiplayer is gone now, you know. I mean, good riddance. I had some amazing memories playing split screen, 4-player split screen when I was younger, but come on, online's just better in every way. Like, or even just 2 TVs and you're like a LAN party or whatever, you just system link. That's just better. You get more of the TV.
Stay down. You're exposed up here. We lost sight of it. Hunter,
But
can you get us a heading on that truck?
Hang tight, Groundhog. Searching now.
so for some reason the game gives you 2 sniper rifles. Not too sure what's going on there. I prefer this one, not too sure which one it is. Oh, and this bit's kind of annoying because using the sniper rifle is irritating. I don't know what it is. It's quite nice that they actually give like your crosshair goes red when you're actually aimed on someone, but I don't know, I just had a hard time keeping it still. I guess it's because my sensitivity is turned down quite low, or quite low for when doing a section like this, but yeah, there's snipers on the roof and these kind of set are like, yeah, or that guy there as well, and they will shoot you and take you down, so you gotta be careful. Make sure you're in cover, and yeah, just look out for where they're shooting you at. I probably should have just switched to the other sniper rifle, but I did kind of like the fact that the crosshair goes red. I thought that was quite nice. But anyway, we're pretty much at the end of the mission now, so I've been Arsenal23, and join me next time for the final part of Let's Play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 Defiance on the DS. Alright, see you next time, guys.
Ace, you're the lucky one. Stay up here to provide long-range support on the yard. Trent, you're with me. The other team's